Hello students, welcome to RH Chemistry. Classification of the solids. And already we know that based on the nature of orderly arrangement of the constituent particles in three-dimensional, solids are classified into crystalline solids and amorphous solids. So if you perfect with the theory, then this synopsis only it will give you a glance idea or the brief about solid state, right? So first one you can see orderly arrangement, right? Arrangement in case of the crystalline solid is long range order, and in amorphous solid it is short range order. Melting point, if you see sharp melting point, and it does not have sharp melting point. Heat of fusion, if you consider definite heat of fusion, no definite heat of fusion will be there. And all these things you know, once again not necessary to explain in detail. Anisotropy and isotropy, remember here anisotropy and here isotropy. You can remember it reverse. Here it start with A, hence it will start with A, anisotropic reverse, right? Reverse. So Ci, isotropic means the amorphous solids, right? Anisotropic crystalline solids. Then nature, true solids and pseudo solids. And shape, if you consider definite geometrical shape, and this is irregular shape, right? Now you will see type of solid, constituent particles, bonding, which whatever the attractive forces are present, example physical nature, electrical conductivity and melting point in this particular case. Yes, let me take first example, molecular solid. Here non-polar, the constituent particles are molecules, bonding is present, that is dispersion force or London force, very weak force of attraction. These are weak force of attraction, remember. Example you can see CCl4, H2, I2, CO2, etc. Physical nature, we know that all these are soft and insulator, and it is having very low melting point. Then second one, polar molecular solid. So molecules are the only constant particles, and dipole stronger than the above. Compared to this it is stronger, remember, compared to this it is stronger. And example you can see HCl, SO2, etc. This is also soft and insulator and low. Compared to this it is somewhat more, hence very low and low. Hydrogen bonded, if you see, hydrogen bonding is the main important, and it is stronger than any of these two. So H2 in which hydrogen bonding is present, hard physical nature if you compare to these two, and it is insulator, and melting point it is low. Then second one, ionic solids. In case of the ionic solids, constituent particles are ions. So for example, electrostatic force of attraction will be present between them. It is the strongest force of attraction. It is the strongest force of attraction, remember. So NaCl, MgO, ZnS, CaF2 is an example. Physical nature, if you see here, hard and brittle it is. Then electrical conductivity, very important point is that insulation in solid state but conduct electricity in the molten and aqueous solution. For example, you consider NaCl only. NaCl is insulator in the solid state but conduct electricity in the molten and aqueous solution state. And melting point, if you consider, that is high, remember that. Then metallic solids, third one, positive ions in a sea of mobile electrons. So metallic bonding will be in such a way that if you consider this as a metallic plate where these are the ions which is present. So this is called as positively charged kernels, and negatively charged ions are mobile one, that is which is having mobile electrons, we call it as. And metallic bonding is the bonding attractive force which is present, and example is iron, copper, Ag, etc. Physical nature, hard, malleable and ductile. Conduct in solid and molten state, and melting point is fairly high. So covalent or network solid if you consider. So in this particular case, so covalent or network solids, remember, atoms are the constituent particles, bonding or attractive forces are covalent bond, and SiO2 quads, SiC carborundum we call it as. So SiC we will call it as carborundum, and carbon, that is diamond, aluminum nitride is an example. Physical nature is hard in nature, electrical conductivity consider if it is insulator, and melting point is very high. Yes. Now crystal lattice and unit cells. What to remember? See, lattice points You have to remember crystal lattice or space lattice means what, that you have to remember. Lattice points are nothing but these are the points which indicates relative positions of the constituent particles like ions, molecules, etc. Crystal lattice is nothing but regular three-dimensional arrangement of lattice points. Lattice points are nothing but the point which indicates the relative position. Crystal lattice is nothing but three-dimensional arrangement of those lattice points. What is unit cell? Unit cell is nothing but the smallest unit of crystal lattice which when repeated in different direction gives crystal lattice. Which means very simple, it is arrangement of the lattice points, that is nothing but that is a three-dimensional arrangement that we can call it as crystal lattice. Smallest unit of that crystal lattice is known as unit cell. Like this is one unit cell. Whatever the colored one you are going to see here, this is nothing but we can call it as unit cell. Like this, many unit cell will be present in the whole crystal lattice. Now in this particular case, unit cell if you compare, so here there are two types, one is primitive, another one is centered. Primitive means what? Primitive in which, remember, constituent particles are present only at the corners, which means whatever we have shown I am going to show in the next slide, primitive is nothing but only at the corner. Centered, as the name indicates, it is at the centers. It may be edge center, body center, face center, like that. Now centered, there are four types mainly: body centered, face centered, then end centered, then edge centered. See the name. Body center, center of the body there is a one particle. Remember the cube will have 6 faces, correct? 6 faces, so 6 points are there, that is face center. Here end center, each cube will have 2 end, this one and this one, so 2 end center. Edge center, remember there will be 12 edges present in the cube. Each line we call it as edge, so 12 edges are present, that is called as edge center. 12 edge center points are present. Then parameters of the unit cell if you consider, remember any unit cell is characterized by 2 important parameters. One is distance ABC along 3 edges of the unit cell. Second one is C, this is distance ABC. Second one is angles between edges. Angle between edges means very simple, between B and C we call it as alpha. What is missing here? A missing, that is called as alpha. Between A and C, what is missing? B. B is called as beta. A and B, what is missing? C. C is nothing but gamma. That angle is known as gamma. Like this you can remember very easily. Like this, alpha, beta and gamma. Then type of unit cells in crystal lattice system if you consider, there are 7 crystal system. Remember there are 7 crystal system give rise to 14 possible 3-dimensional lattices. We call it as Bravais lattices. And remember these 14 possible 3-dimensional arrangement not necessary to remember. If you remember this 7 crystal enough, if you remember this is enough. Remember that is these are the 7 crystal system: cubic, tetragonal, orthorhombic, rhombohedral, hexagonal, monoclinic, triclinic. And whatever previously I have shown here, these are the angles. Remember alpha, beta, gamma, A, B, C. Then here if you come back, see, if edge length A is equal to B is equal to C, then alpha, beta, gamma angles are 90 degree. Then we call it as, the example is cubic unit cell, example is NaCl, KCl, diamond, Cu, Ag, etc. You have to remember at least one example. For example, in 2000, if I remember correctly, 2017 CET, it was asked K2Cr2O7. Triclinic one. So like that, monoclinic sulfur or graphite or diamond you can say cubic, very important. This also once it was asked. Diamond means cubic. Here famous one you remember, diamond, graphite, potassium dichromate, copper sulfate, CaCO3, oxygen should be capital, CaCO3, like this. If you remember these many, that is enough. And you can remember all those 7. There is a tricks for this, remember, and this tricks I have explained I have explained in detail. Here I am not going to explain. Explained in detail in one of the video. In my playlist, if you see, playlist, so in tips and tricks series is there. Tips and tricks series, that you can see, go through this. You can, for this, remember, in this I button, above this I button also I will give the link for that. Please go through that, very, very important. You will understand all those 7 type, how to remember, very simple trick I have explained. Next, this is a very, very, very important table for JEE, NEET or CET. Everything is covered, whatever the problems, numericals when they ask, you can solve very easily by remembering these things. So, for example, simple cubic. See, we know that packing efficiency is 52.4, for FCC 74%, for BCC 68%. When I call this as FCC, remember FCC or CCP or HCP, it remains same, 74% only. Radius, if you consider in any of these cube, radius is A by 2. Then radius in case of the FCC is A by 2 root 2. Radius in case of the BCC is root 3A by 4, and definitely for theory exam also you will remember these, because a fixed question will be there in the theory exam, so that definitely you will be perfect with this part and this part easily. Then coordination number. Coordination number is nothing but immediate neighboring atoms, immediate contact with the center one atom. Here 6 is the SC, that is simple cubic lattice. 6 is the coordination number, 12 is the coordination number for FCC, 8 is the coordination number for BCC. Remember this, very important. The nearest neighbor distance, when I call it as distance D, when particles are filled in these 3, distance D is equal to, very important, A. Here A is equal to, see, you can have a relationship between this distance and the radius very easily, because D is in terms of A and R is also in terms of A, edge length. Hence, you can easily make a relationship. Here A by root 2 is the distance, and here internuclear distance, that is the nearest neighbor distance, very, very important for BCC. That is, remember, root 3A by 2. Here root 3A by 4, root 3A by 2. So, everything divided by, multiplied by 2 you have to do. See, A by 2 into 2, if you do, what you will get? A, right? 2 get cancelled. Into 2 you will get A by root 2, right? Root 3A by 4 into 2 you will get, what you will do? So, 2, right? Root 3A by 4, very simple. Radius into 2 is nothing but nearest neighbor distance. We know that D is equal to 2R, right? Distance is equal to 2R in any sphere. So, the same formula you can apply it here. Then lattice points, if you consider, very simple. 8 is the number, here 14, here 9. We know that in the center 1 and corner 8. Here face center 6 and corner 8, and here corner 8. Number of atoms per unit cell is equal to 1. Because here you can see what happens, 8 unit cells are there, but 1 unit cell, one lattice point is shared by 8 unit cell. Hence, I have to done it like 1 by 8 into 8. Hence, you will get 1. In this case, what happens is, this remains same. This remains same. That is 1 by 8 into 8. Plus, there are 6 faces. Each phase shared by 2. Hence, it is 3. 3 plus 1 is equal to 4 you got. Right? In this case, once again, 1 by 8 into 8 is correct. But 1 is that the body center, it is not shared by anything. So, hence it is equal to 1. So, total is equal to 2. Like this, you are going to get. Yes. Radius ratio we will discuss. Very important. What is radius ratio? Radius ratio is nothing but, remember, radius of the cation, plus means cation, with radius of anions. In any case, remember, larger the radius ratio, greater is the coordination number. Greater is the coordination number. Now, this is the one table you have to remember. Very, very important. This is the one table you have to remember. Right. Radius ratio, if it is less than 0.155, remember, coordination number is equal to 2. Linear is the shape, and some examples we have mentioned here. Very important. In your textbook you will not see, but they have asked some question in CET, NEET and JEE. Radius ratio in case of this 0.155 to 0.225, if it is there, it is equal to 3. Planar triangular B2O3 AlCl3 is an example. If it is 0.225 to 0.414, then remember coordination number is 4. Tetragonal or tetrahedral is the shape, and these are the example. If it is 0.414 to 0.732, very important. So 6 is the coordination number, octahedron. NaCl is an example. Remember, this is an example, very, very important example. 0.732 to 0.999 if you consider, then body centered cubic, and CSCl is an example, best example. CSCl or CSBr is an example for BCC. This is about radius ratio. Then we will see some important type of structures. Depending on the structure, type of structure, they can ask some questions. So this is the type of structure and this is the coordination number. So is an example, and this is coordination number, and this is the arrangement of the particle. So first one, remember, we call it as fluorite type of structure. See, fluorite type CaF2, not only CaF2, BaF2, SrF2, SrCl2, BaCl2, it will be there. In case of the fluorite type of structure, remember, it has an arrangement in which Ca2 plus ions forms FCC. I will show you the structure. Here you can see, this is calcium, right? Ca2 plus is forming FCC. FCC means, remember, there are 12 Ca2 plus is present. Right? Sorry, 14 Ca2 plus is present. 14 in one unit cell if you consider, because 8 corner and 6 faces. Right? F minus present in tetrahedral whites. One thing I will tell you here only. Remember, if particles, that is number of particles is equal to Z, then remember, so tetrahedral whites is equal to 2 into Z, and octahedral whites is equal to 1, that is nothing but equal to Z, like this, equal to Z. Remember this, right? So in this particular case, total in FCC means, remember, total Z is equal to 4, hence octahedral whites is equal to, a tetrahedral whites is equal to 8. Hence remember, in this case, each Ca2 plus surrounded by 8 F minus. Hence Ca2 plus coordination number how many? 8 here. Remember, 1 Ca2 plus surrounded by 8 fluorine. Hence coordination number of calcium is 8. But 1 fluorine surrounded by 4 Ca2 plus. Hence the coordination number of fluorine is 4. So remember, it is not the thing that these are the number of fluorine and these are the number of calcium. It is not like that. 8 is nothing but Ca2 plus surrounded by 8 F minus, 4 is nothing but 1 F surrounded by 4 Ca2 plus. These are the example, fluorite type of structure. Next we will move to NaCl, rock salt type of structure. Very simple, 1, 2, 3, 4, previous one. 5 structures you have to remember for at least, not for CET, JEE and NEET. Rock salt type of structure, remember, it has FCC arrangement in which Cl minus ions occupy corners and face centers of the cube, while Na plus ions is present at the body and edge center. This is the structure. You can see here. So Cl minus, this blue color indicates Cl minus. Cl minus occupies FCC arrangement. See, corner and face. But Na plus occupies body and you can see edge center. There are 12 edge center, 1 body center, right? So edge center, then presented the body. Very, very important example is like this. NaCl type of structure means NaCl, NaBr, KBr, like that. What is the coordination number? Rock salt type of structure. Whenever in the problems, numericals, if you come across rock salt type of structure, immediately what you have to remember? Coordination number of sodium and chlorine. Sodium coordination number is 6, chlorine coordination number is 6, which means 1 sodium surrounded by 6 chlorine, 1 chlorine surrounded by 6 sodium. This is of rock salt type of structure. Then we will see zinc blende type of structure. Very simple. Zinc blende type of structure, you can see it has a face centered cubic array of anion. Anion is which one? Yes, here sulfur 2 minus is the anion. You can see this color sulfur at all those face center and corner. Hence it is face centered cubic array. Then you can see 1/2 of the tetrahedral whites. See, FCC means Z is equal to 4, right? 1/2 of the tetrahedral, see, tetrahedral whites is equal to 8. 1/2 of this is means divided by 2 is equal to 4. 4 tetrahedral whites occupied by Zn, that is zinc. See, here one, here one, here one, and here one tetrahedral whites occupied by zinc. Hence, remember each Zn2 plus ion surrounded by 4s2 minus, hence 4 is the coordination number. 1 sulfur 2 minus surrounded by 4 zinc, hence it is 4 is the coordination number. 4 is to 4 coordination number, 6 is to 6 coordination number, cation and anion. Remember CuCl, CuBr, AgI, HCuI is an example for this. Then we will see antifluoride type of structure. Fluorite already we have seen, that is reverse of this. In case of the fluorite you have seen, you can see, in case of the fluorite, here you can see cation 8, anion 4. Cation 8, anion 4. Here you can see cation 4, anion 8. That is the difference, right? Now you can see this is an example. Sorry, this is an example. See, this is an example for this antifluorite type of structure. Here antifluorite type of structure you can see here. So here I will remove all this, erase all ink on slide, right? Yes, I will choose the pen now. Fine. Now you can see in this particular case, anions forms cubic closed packing structure, that is CCP. Here which is anion? Oxygen, right? Oxygen presented, you can see oxygen presented corners and face. Corners and face. So there are 14. Then cation occupies all tetrahedral whites. Cations occupies all tetrahedral whites. Cation Na plus occupies all tetrahedral whites. So here negative ions form CCP, so that each positive ion surrounded by 4 negative ions, so that is Na plus surrounded by 4 oxygen and 1 oxygen surrounded by 8 sodium. So negative ion surrounded by 8 positive ion. This is antifluorite type of structure and example is Na2O. Remember this. And the last one is BCC, very simple structure, already we know that. So Cs plus cation is at the body center and Cl minus at the corners, right? So this is cation, that is Cs plus, and all these are nothing but Cl minus, and CsCl, CsVr is an example, Cs8, Cl is also 8. So 3-dimensional, if you imagine, cation 8 is to 8 coordination number. This is about different type of structure, very, very important for competitive exam point of view. I hope it is clear. Next we will move to another important point is that, remember, on applying high pressure, NaCl of 6:6 converted into CsCl of 8:8. Thus increase in pressure increases coordination number, that is coordination number directly proportional to pressure. Pressure increase madidre coordination number increase ಆಗ್ತದೆ. So NaCl 6:6 becomes CsCl 8:8. Similarly, CsCl structure on heating 760 changes to NaCl structure, which means on increasing temperature decreases the coordination number. Temperature and coordination number, it is inversely related, that is in other words, increase in temperature decrease the coordination number. This is about, remember, CsCl and NaCl conversion. Now imperfections or defects in solids. Now in this case, imperfections or defects are nothing but any deviation from the regular arrangement in crystalline solid around an atom or the group of atom is called as imperfection or point defect. So point defect is nothing but a single atom will get defected. But another is there, that is line defect. Line defect. As the name indicates, the whole line will get defected, which means, so there will be some problem in this particular arrangement. Remember, under point defects, there are two types. One is stoichiometric defect, another one is non-stoichiometric defect. Under stoichiometry, we will discuss about Schottky, Frenkel. non-stoichiometric metal excess, metal deficiency defect. Remember, stoichiometric defect anteli yaake kariತೀವಿ ಇದನ್ನ? So why we will call this as the stoichiometric defect? Because stoichiometric means ratio. Remember, stoichiometric means fixed ratio. So here in this type of defect, positive and negative ion ratio will be remains same, exactly the ratio as indicated by the formula. That is why we call this as stoichiometric defect. Non-stoichiometric ratio is going to change. Sorry. Now first one you can see Schottky defect. Under stoichiometric, Schottky defect. How this Schottky defect? Very simple example you remember. Here equal cation and anion is missing. Here anion, here cation is missing from the crystal lattice. This is called as Schottky defect. Under Schottky defect what happens? Electrical neutrality is maintained. Electrical neutrality antandre number of positive and negative charges will be same. And this defect decrease in the density. That is very important. Because when cation and anions coming out of the crystal lattice definitely decreases the density. Because mass decreases, density decreases. So this defects is shown by ionic substances in which cations and anions are almost similar size. Very important. If the cations and anions are of almost similar size, we call it as Schottky defect, which means in this defect occurs only when if they are of similar size. Example, NaCl, KCl, AgBr, etc. Then Frenkel defect you can see. In this type of defect, anions shift from its original sites to interstitial site. Here also electrical neutrality remains same, which means stoichiometry remains same, right? See the example. Here you can see cation supposed to be present here, it is shifted here because there is a space, there is a void. So this type of dislocation of cations from its original sites to interstitial site, this is called as, remember, Frenkel defect. Frenkel defect. So since cations are of smaller size, anions are of larger size. So this type of defect is shown only when the difference in the size is present. Cations will shift from lattice to the interstitial site. Example nodi, ZnS, AgCl, AgBr. One thing we have seen, AgBr common in both. Hence remember, AgBr shows both Frenkel and Schottky defect. Very, very important point. Next we'll move to impurity defect. This is the impurity defect in which, remember, consider crystallization of molten NaCl in presence of SrCl2. Just imagine NaCl we have crystallized in presence of strontium chloride vapors. Now what happens during the crystallization? Some Na plus ions will be replaced by Sr2 plus ions. Very simple. Some Na plus will be replaced by Sr2 plus ions. In both the case, anions remains the same. Hence, only cations get replaced like this. This is NaCl structure in which, so here you can see strontium valency is 2. Strontium valency is 2. Remember, to replace sodium, sodium is having plus 1 valency. This 2 plus valency should be equal, means it should replace 2 sodium ions from the crystal lattice. Which means one strontium will replace 2 sodium ion, but only one place is occupied, another place will be vacant. That is called as impurity defect. See here, 2 sodium is removed, right? 2 sodium removed, 1 strontium is replacing 2 sodium, hence 1 is occupied. But what about this? This results in, remember, defect. This results in defect. Defect means what? Nothing but, remember, something empty in the whole structure. That is defect. So this create cationic vacancy. This is also called as cationic vacancy. Remember that. Now non-stoichiometric defect we will see. In these two types we will discuss metal excess defect, metal deficiency defect. What is metal excess defect? See, metal excess defect creates in anionic vacancy. As the name indicates, when metals are excess, definitely it will create in anionic vacancy. For example, this is a structure. See, it is due to absence of anions from the lattice, leaving a hole. Now what happens? Just imagine this is NaCl structure. What is this? This is of, remember, this is of NaCl structure. NaCl structure. Now what you will do? This particular structure is heated in presence of sodium vapors. Sodium vapors. Remember, this is NaCl structure. It will be heated in presence of sodium vapors. Now what this sodium will do, this sodium, first it will form Na plus electron. Correct? This Na plus, already one Cl minus is there, right? This Cl minus will react with, remember, this Cl minus will be taken by Na plus to form NaCl out. Now this Cl minus itself is removed, but the place become vacant. This is the anionic vacancy. Anion will get vacant, hence it is anion vacancy. This anion is replaced by what? Electron there, See, like this. See, that is removed. Now electron will replace that. See, electron is present, right? This electron from where it will come? When Na plus will give its electron, this electron will occupy this place. Hence, remember, my dear students, here this anionic site occupied by the electron is called as F center, Farbesender center, that is F center. Because of the F center, remember, more number of the F center, that is the intensity of the color increases. Because of this F center, remember, F center results in color. F center results in color. Remember that. Only when NaCl is not colored, but NaCl is heated in presence of sodium vapors, then this particular mechanism happens. Hence, this anion vacancy is occupied by the electron, that is called as F center, and that F center results in the color. Because of that, remember, NaCl, LiCl, etc. So NaCl will be yellow in color, so KCl will be violet in color, like that. Then metal excess defect. Due to the presence of, see, metal excess defect, two types we will tell, that is anionic vacancy, cationic vacancy, right? So due to the presence of extra cation at the interstitial site, this is called as metal excess defect. Cationic vacancy is created. So example, ZNO. ZNO, what happens is, when it is dissociated, when it is heated, zinc oxide, ZNO, give rise to Zn2 plus half O2, right? Like this, you can say, loses oxygen. ZNO give rise to Zn2 plus half O2 into plus 2 electron is going to form, right? Now what happens? ZNO, oxygen is removed, oxygen gas is evolved, that place is occupied by electron, and remember, this Zn2 plus whatever it is formed, that is the presence of extra cation interstitial, means what? This Zn2 plus will occupy its extra cationic place. So that is called as cationic vacancy, metal excess defect. ZNO is the best example for this. Zn2 plus occupies interstitial site. Now, metal deficiency defect. This defect occurs when metal shows variable valency. Variable valency shown by what? D block elements. Remember, D block elements, because of that reason it is shown by transition elements. Due to the absence of metal ion from its lattice, it is metal deficiency defect. Charge is balanced by using higher positive charge. Hence, I told variable valency, higher, different valency should be there. Lower valency charge is balanced by higher valency ion. This defect generally exhibited by transition metal. Now you can say FeO is an example, right? FeO is an example in which FeO means, remember, Fe2 plus oxygen 2 minus. Now defect means in this sum of the Fe3 plus ion replaces Fe2 plus ion. Remember, electrical neutrality is maintained, no doubt. But what happens? Composition becomes, here it is 1:1. Here it becomes 0.96:1. Which means 0.04 about what? It is for Fe3 plus ion. So like this, remember, Fe3 plus is replacing some of the Fe2 plus ion, results in metal deficiency defect. So its composition may ranges from 0.93 to 0.96. Now N and P type of semiconductor. So very simple, N and P type of semiconductor. Doping of group 14 elements with group 15 results in excess of electron, that is called as N. N means excess of electron. N indicates flow of negative charge, flow of negative charge. So N means flow of negative charge. Hence it is N type of semiconductor. See, group 14 elements like silicon, germanium, etc. having valency 4 valency. Now 15 elements of the 5 valency, 15 elements means 5 valency like phosphorus, right? So 5 valency replaces this 4 valency, then definitely silicon can form 4 bonds like this. Silicon can form 4 bonds. But when it replaced by phosphorus, it is having the capacity to form 5 bonds. So that 5th electron will be without any job. ಕೆಲಸ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಕುತ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತದೆ ಹೌದಾ. So this particular electron is transferred, which is a flows within the crystal lattice, that is called as N type of semiconductor. When current is passed, negative charge electron is responsible for current, hence it is N type. Similarly, P type means, remember, group 14 of 4 valency replaced by group 13 of valence electrons are 3 here, 3 valency. Now what happens? Silicon can form 4, but this can form only 3, in which another important whatever the fourth bond, in place of the fourth bond it will form a positive hole. Remember, positive hole. That positive hole indicated as P, and P indicates flow of positive charge. Actually positive charge will not be there. Positive hole will carries the electron. Remember, positive hole will carries the electron. So positive hole is responsible for the current carrying capacity, that is P type of semiconductor. And lastly, magnetic property. See, magnetic property in which there are 5 types we will discuss. One is diamagnetic, second one is para, third one is fourth, fifth one we will discuss later. Diamagnetic is nothing but, remember, repelled by magnetic field. Repelled by magnetic field. Remember here, main reason is here absence of unpaired electrons. Absence of unpaired electrons. Here main reason is presence of unpaired electrons. Absence of unpaired electron, hence it is repelled by the magnetic field. See, there is no unpaired electrons present. Very easy to know. TiO2, V2O5, see, Ti plus 4, vanadium plus 5, NaCl, C6H6, all this comes under diamagnetic substance. But here at least one unpaired should be present, hence attracted by the magnetic field. Oxygen, TiO, CuO, VO, VO2, see, all these are the example where one or the another unpaired electrons will be present, that is paramagnetic. After this, remember, there is a third one, ferromagnetic. Ferro is nothing but it is a type of para. Type of para. Only the difference is para weakly attracted by the magnetic field, and ferro permanent magnet, hence it is strongly attracted by magnetic field. Ferromagnetic substances which are strongly attracted by the magnetic field. Now this is removed in board this year. For board this year it is removed. Remember, this year it is removed. Only for this year. So I have included here because from NTA there is no particular notification whether this is there or not. Hence I have included here. Very simple. Ferromagnetic, one example you have to remember. Dipoles you can say aligned in the same direction. All these are in the same direction, is called as ferromagnetic, results in permanent magnets. Results in permanent magnetic even in the absence of magnetic field. Remember this point. Example, FeCONi, addition to this, remember, gadolinium and CrO2. CrO2 is the one, chromium dioxide is the one which can attracted by the magnetic field. Very, very important point. Then antiferromagnetic substance. Antiferromagnetic and ferrimagnetic, remember this point. Ferromagnetic attract, antiferromagnetic zero dipole moment, there is no attraction. But it is not the meaning that it is dia. It is not at all dia. Remember, diamagnetic there is no unpaired electrons only. But in antiferro there is unpaired electron, but they are in equal and opposite number. So 2 are downward, 2 are upward, which means total magnetic moment here, total magnetic moment, it will become 0, which means it will not attracted by the magnetic field. Dipole alignment is 0 due to equal and opposite alignment. Example nodi, MnO, MnO2, Mn2, Fu, NiO, Cr2, 3, etc. Only the difference is antiferromagnetic means it will not attracted by the magnetic field. That is not due to unpaired electron. It is an unpaired electron. There is the presence of unpaired electron, but they are in equal and opposite number. Ferrimagnetic substances. This arises when there is a net dipole moment. Net dipole moment. Net dipole moment means what? See, here 1, 2, 3, 4 are one side and 2 are another side. Definitely compared to this magnetic nature will be less magnetic, no doubt in it. Because here all those are in the one direction. But definitely here this will get cancelled, this will get cancelled. Only these two left. It results in dipole moment. It results in net dipole moment. But there is a unequal number of domains arranged in equal and opposite direction. But here equal number of domains arranged, here unequal number of domains are arranged. That is Fe3O4 ferrites is an example for this. This is very, very important, magnetic natures. So this completes solid state, the whole chapter. And the last point is 2 points I am going to discuss. In this case, it has been observed that, remember, ferromagnetic, here it should be ferrimagnetic and antiferromagnetic substances show paramagnetic at higher temperature. Ferromagnetic, ferrimagnetic and antiferro can show paramagnetic behavior at high temperature because due to the greater alignment of spins in one direction at higher temperature. Generally ferromagnetic already it is there, but ferri and antiferro, because of the greater alignment of the spins in one direction, it can show paramagnetic behavior. Another, see, for example, Fe3O4 is ferro at room temperature, so it should be ferri, not ferro. Fe3O4 is ferri at room temperature, but become paramagnetic at 850 Kelvin. See, which means at the temperature, higher temperature, this will become paramagnetic in nature. Both are attracted by magnetic field, but here less, here it is more. Another important point is that in this particular case, each ferromagnetic substances has a characteristic temperature above which there is no ferromagnetism is observed. Very, very important. Each ferromagnetic substances has a characteristic temperature above which no ferromagnetic is observed, known as Curie temperature, which is known as Curie temperature. For example, you see, example like iron, when it is heated at high temperature, so there is no ferromagnetism is observed, that is called as Curie temperature, we will call it as. This completes solid state quick synopsis part. This much synopsis is enough for any type of exam, I can assure you 100%. But the very important point is you have to solve many number of questions on the same chapter. So this completes solid state. Thank you for watching. Share it to your friends, like the video, and if you have any doubts also you can write in the comment box. I will try to answer it, and subscribe to the channel without fail if you are not subscribed yet. Subscribe and support. Thank you. Have a nice day.